Welcome back to PhilDev. In this video, I'm going to be introducing my game, Grapshot. Grapshot is a 2D roguelike adventure game, the hook being you have a grapple hook and with no real controls, so you can't jump. The only way of moving around is your grappling hook. There's going to be features like upgrades, bosses, enemies, stuff like that. Let's take a look at all the upgrades that are currently in the game. So the first one here is bigger bullet size. So if you see my bullets now, they're pretty small, but if I pick up this upgrade, they become a lot bigger. So that is the first upgrade. Some of the upgrades don't actually have logos yet. So this like grey one doesn't have a logo yet. It will do in the future. But this one is a camera zoom. And just simply make the camera zoom out like you can see. This next one I'm about to pick up is grapple speed. So you see how fast I'm grappling here. Not too fast, but if I pick up this upgrade, it becomes a lot faster. And seems to be a bug there where it didn't actually show the UI when I collected the upgrade. I think I know why that is, so I'll fix that very shortly. This next upgrade also doesn't have a logo, but what this does is decreases the gravity. So you can see pretty significant difference. This makes it a lot easier to dodge traps and stuff like that. The next upgrade is health. So if I pick this up, simply gives you 2 health. Once again, UI didn't display. I'll definitely need to fix that later. But the next upgrade will let me shoot faster. So see, right now I'm clicking as fast as possible and it's not shooting too quickly. But if I pick up this upgrade, we shoot a lot faster. And next thing you're probably wondering is, how do you actually get these upgrades? Well, that's where this chest comes into play. So when you go into the chest, it will drop an upgrade at random. In this case, I got bigger bullet size. And those chests will spawn randomly around the map. So yeah, that's how upgrades work. Here is how the generation will work. So we've got a room with 2 arrows pointing to either side. The left arrow will need a room with a right arrow, and then it will spawn the room with the right arrow. So we spawn the room with a right arrow. It also happens to have an arrow facing upwards. And the arrow facing upwards needs an arrow facing downwards to make it attach. And when we get that room facing downwards, we can see that this room doesn't have any other arrows, so there will be no more generation on that side. Obviously, the side on the right will continue to generate because there is still an open room. Here is how the generation looks in-game. Here is the shop. To get characters from the shop, you will need to unlock gold by killing enemies and bosses. And I'm just going to buy every single character here. There is about 28 characters in total, including 7 that still haven't been implemented into the game. There are some enemies that you need to do quests for. These quests, currently I'd kill 10 enemies and kill the first boss 3 times. Once you have done that, the skins will unlock. You can have a monkey and you can play as my logo. Here is a time-lapse video of making some of the characters. Here is the boss fight. So it starts off by playing an intro, which is currently very buggy since you can actually still use your grapple hook and shoot the boss in the intro, giving you a pretty significant head start. Other than that, how the boss works is it will charge at you, it will kind of look at you and then charge at you. Once you get it past half its health, it will go faster, and then once you kill it, it will open the gate and you can get to the next area. You'll be rewarded with a chest, and then it will take you to the next area. And I actually made this boss on a live stream, which I want to do a bit more, maybe once every other week. Currently, there are 3 areas in the game. 2 of them are almost complete, and 1 of them is in the very early stages. The first one is this grassy area, which has a slime enemy and lots of decoration with clouds. The first area also has a chance to rain, and there's a chance that leaves will fall every time you start the level. There is a volcano area. The volcano area has cool lighting effects using the lightweight render pipeline. Not too much to this area, there's a few new enemies and it all looks different. And the third area, which is currently very early on, is a snowy area, and the main thing about this area is that each room is a lot bigger. Each area in the game has to have all of these things: at least 2 new enemies, a unique tile set, at least 4 new traps, and just other things I want. And there should also be a special room which could consist of either a boss fight or like an escape sequence. Portals are what take you to the next room. The portal will spawn at the last generated level. So if I go all the way along this room, which is actually quite huge, see it spawned very near to the last room. So here it is. When you get to the portal, it will take you to the next room. So earlier in the video, I said there was going to be a boss fight for every area. But actually this isn't the case. In the volcano area, instead of a boss fight, you have this tough sequence where you have to avoid touching the ground at all, as it results in a permadeath. So you have to get up here and get to the portal. It definitely isn't anywhere near as interesting as a boss fight, but it did save lots of time, so further in development I'll have more time to make the final boss and more interesting boss fights. How long will it be until I am finished my game? It will take probably around 1 to 2 months. I want this game to be the biggest one I've made, but I don't want it to be too huge that I can't make any other games this year. How many areas will there be in total? There will be 4 to 6 total, which means I need to make 1 to 3 more. How many boss fights will there be? I'm still undecided because I want to have escape sequences instead of boss fights for some levels. But the reason why I'm leaning towards doing boss fights is because there is lots of upgrades where you upgrade your weapon, and having escape sequences means you can't use your upgraded weapon. Where will you release the game and how much will it cost? It will be free and most likely on itch.io, as making a Steam page is very expensive. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.